MMA, the most comprehensive combat sport, where these four martial arts emerge as the most effective styles or streams. If you delve into the history of MMA, you'll find many great fighters with a strong foundation in karate. In fact, some of the fighters we will see in this video are among the best in history. Often dubbed the kings of karate in MMA. Who are they? Watch this video until the end. Lyoto Machida deserves the utmost appreciation for his contributions in bringing karate into the MMA spotlight. Machida can be considered the first person to demonstrate the power of karate in the ring, paving the way for other karatekas to join MMA and test their skills against fighters of other styles. Machida is the son of a Shotokan karate master named Yoshizo Machida. Under his father's guidance, Machida began training in karate at the age of 3. Impressively, within just 10 years, Machida achieved a black belt before deciding to train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. In his MMA career, Machida won the UFC light heavyweight title in 2009 and scored many knockouts with his impressive karate style. One of the most spectacular was when he faced Randy Couture at UFC 129 in Toronto, where Machida used a kick reminiscent of the one in the Karate Kid movie to knock Couture out instantly. Machida's sharp karate kicks were also felt by Ryan Bader, but the most terrifying was his flying knee attack on Chael Sonnen. These highlight reel finishes solidify Machida's reputation as a true karate expert in the world of MMA. The next fighter known as the King of Karate is Georges St-Pierre, a phenomenal figure who needs no introduction. He is a former champion in 2 different weight classes and a fighter who always enters the octagon wearing a uniform and headband as symbols of karate. George began his journey into the world of Kyokushin karate at a very young age. At 16, he started training in other martial arts like wrestling, BJJ, and boxing. All of this eventually led him to professional MMA competitions.
Not that time, though.
I've never seen anybody do that before.
At the start of his UFC career, few could have predicted that this man, referred to as GSP, would become the best. However, for those aware of his capabilities, GSP had already shown his talent early in his UFC career. He even delivered his first brutal knockout at UFC 48 when facing Jay Hyaron. GSP also surprised many when he handed Matt Hughes his first loss in Hughes' professional MMA career. GSP ended the match with a head kick that smoothly connected to Hughes' head, knocking him out. Georges St-Pierre was then crowned the UFC welterweight champion for the first time and received the Knockout of the Night award. Just by looking at his stance and how he moves in the octagon, you can already tell that Stephen Thompson is a fighter who implements karate well in MMA. In the octagon, Thompson is like a cat. He never stays in one place for more than 2 seconds. And when he decides to attack, it all happens in the blink of an eye. He has incredibly fast kicks and very precise boxing skills, plus the stamina to fight for 10 rounds if needed. In other words, he is an opponent who can be a nightmare for anyone. Next, we move on to Chuck Liddell. At the age of 12, Liddell began studying Koei-kan karate, and he didn't stop until he achieved a black belt. Liddell then started training in Kajukenbo, where he also earned a black belt. Like many karatekas before him, Liddell competed in kickboxing and managed to maintain a record of 22 wins and 0 losses.
Here's another look at it again. Boom, bang, that was the shot. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's...
He then switched to MMA and made his professional debut at UFC 17. Over a decade, he won the 205 lb title and defended it 4 times, along with several fierce knockout victories. For example, when he tore open Tito Ortiz's forehead with a flurry of punches, or when Liddell knocked down opponents with his incredible combination of hand and leg strength. A fighter who never strays far from his karate roots is Robert Whittaker, who began training in karate when his father enrolled him and his brother in a Goju Ryu school in Australia. He received a black belt after 8 years of training before moving on to train in Hapkido and then MMA. Besides karate, he also holds black belts in Hapkido and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Whittaker is a UFC veteran and former 185 lb champion with a very unique fighting style. In the octagon, he always adopts a wide stance, keeps his hands low, and prefers to attack swiftly and with perfect timing. His kicking game might be the best in the UFC, and he does an excellent job using his legs to create angles. Throughout his career, he has left nothing but devastation in nearly every fight he has participated in, earning him a great deal of love and respect from fans. Frank Mir is perhaps the most underrated UFC heavyweight champion of all time. Most MMA fans know him as an excellent grappler who has submitted some of the best, like Antonio Minotauro Nogueira. But Mir also possesses excellent striking abilities and has scored more than a few terrifying knockouts in his career. Mir's parents once owned a Kempo school in the United States, where Mir began his martial arts journey. After earning a black belt as a teenager, his coach convinced him to start wrestling in high school, leading him to win a state championship. Later, he began training in BJJ, and once again succeeded in earning a black belt. Lastly, there's Guy Mezger, known as the Sandman. Mezger is one of the early pioneers of the UFC. The most memorable moment in his career happened in 1997 when he defeated the great Tito Ortiz at UFC 13 to win the light heavyweight tournament.
Shot at a guillotine choke.
That's what he's been working on at the Lion's Den.
And he's got his face tapping out, and Metzger got him.
Although many fight fans associate his success with his previous kickboxing career, Mezger is also very well known in the world of karate. He is a black belt holder in Kyokushin karate, with an official record of 42 wins and only 1 loss, where 40 of those wins came via KO. Throughout his karate career, he became a world karate champion twice, in 1993 and 1994.